As Alvaroda's son was found guilty of the murder and sentenced to 30 years in prison plus 10 years parole. A year later, local news network C9N Paraguay visited the infamous House of Horrors to recount the crime live on TV. However, as reporters moved through the house, their microphones picked up something rather chilling. Take a listen.
Porque otro de los cuerpos justamente también se presumía que se encontró en el fondo, hacia donde nos estamos dirigiendo en estos momentos, ya en el fondo de la casa también.
It can be hard to hear at first, but as the journalist moves out into the courtyard, some screams are heard in the background. Here's the sound isolated and amplified.
Porque otro de los cuerpos justamente también se encontró en el fondo, hacia donde nos estamos dirigiendo en estos momentos, ya en el fondo de la casa también.
Viewers who heard the shocking clip said it sounds like a man yelling, followed by the screams of a woman and children.
Porque otro de los cuerpos justamente también se encontró en el fondo, hacia donde nos estamos dirigiendo en estos momentos, ya en el fondo de la casa también.
The incident went viral in Paraguay and many speculated it's the residual screams of the family who were murdered there, a horrific EVP that's been etched into the very fabric of the home.
Otro de los cuerpos justamente también se encontró en el fondo, hacia donde nos estamos dirigiendo en estos momentos, ya en el fondo de la casa también.
A recent trend on TikTok has emerged that purports to show real ghosts caught on camera. The hugely popular AI manga filter has proliferated through the platform, with users claiming that it can detect ghosts in their home. The filter's original purpose was to mangify any photo, turning people, animals, and homes into cute Japanese-style cartoon characters. However, users are saying it has a much creepier utility. In this first set of clips, uploaded by Nightbrother72, the user shows a collection of stills taken in a 400-year-old home in North Wales. The first few show the filter as it was originally intended. It turns the old home into a cartoon-style drawing. However, when it gets to one of the single bedrooms in the roof of the old home, something eerie happens. Watch. A young girl in period attire appears in the bed. Despite the bed clearly being empty, the app somehow detects a person sitting there. Then, in the laundry, another figure emerges. If this were a once-off, you may be able to brush it off as a glitchy filter. However, users across the platform have been reporting figures in all sorts of eerie locations. This next one was captured by Frankie Rose, 2419. They say they work in an old nursing home that dates back to the 1800s when it was once a nunnery. Take a look at what the filter digs up. Over and over again, strange figures appear where there's no one standing. The spooky thing about this one is that all the figures appear to be wearing some kind of nun's outfit. Given the history of the property, you certainly have to wonder why this filter is bringing this up. And finally, in this last set of photos, user Edraman claims that they were captured in a psych ward of an old hospital. The first photo shows nothing. But watch what the final photo detects. A small child is crouched in the corner despite no one being in the photo. So is this AI manga filter really detecting the spirits of the dead, or are we just seeing the result of a glitchy app? Given the setting of each of these examples and the strange figures the filter produces, it certainly does make you wonder whether something a little more mysterious is going on here.
What the f*** is that?
This next striking sighting has left some Reddit users wondering whether aliens are monitoring Earth. Reddit user SolarBoy1 says that a friend of his sent the footage to him. It was early in the morning when they noticed some bright lights out their bedroom window, so they started filming.
What the Bro.
An unidentified flying object can be seen hovering in the sky.
What the is that? Oh my gosh. What is that?
It appears to have a very bright spotlight on the front that shines brightly into the lens of the camera.
What the
The incident took place in Cedar Park, Texas. It was a little after 5 a.m. when the bright lights were spotted.
What the hell? No, right there?
The girl who captured the video says she started filming because she wanted to show her boyfriend, who was working a night shift, what was happening. She says that she always thought she'd rush out to get a better view if she ever saw anything strange. But in that moment, she claims she was overwhelmed with anxiety and could barely sleep afterwards. The video was then shared in a group family chat. The young girl's auntie, who claims to be a psychic, said that UFOs will become more and more apparent in the coming years, and that they're going to reveal themselves soon. So what was spotted in the skies over Cedar Park, Texas then? Love to hear your thoughts on this one in the comments down below.
What the hell? No, right there?
Here's a quick little one that's been going viral over on Twitter. It was uploaded by Sitio Paranormal. Take a look. It's not known exactly when or where this was filmed, but the camera holder's clearly spooked by a dark figure hiding among some tombstones in a cemetery. Looks like a grey face with dark, sunken eyes. Despite the clip going viral, viewers are divided on what it shows. Some say it's probably just a homeless person wondering why they're being filmed. But others aren't so sure, claiming that the grey, featureless face is far too spooky to be dismissed as just a person lurking among the gravestones. This next one comes from the TikTok account Escape Paranormal. A security guard was working the night shift when he noticed something strange on one of the monitors. He wasn't certain of what he saw, so he decided to play back the footage. That's when he couldn't quite believe what he was seeing. Out of nowhere, a transparent woman appears. It almost looks like she's just a head floating through the yard. Shocked by what he was seeing, the guard rushed outside only to find there was no one around. These sort of security camera sightings can often be explained away as poor compression rates, overlapped images, or even strange lighting. However, the fact that the guard rushed to the scene only to find nothing has left many viewers spooked. So what do you think this is? Did the lady just walk away without the guard knowing? Let me know where you land on this one in the comments down below. Our last clip of the day was uploaded to TikTok by Soy Julio Lopez. In this video, a man by the name of Snyder Flores is filming his daughter walking through a park at nighttime. It's hard to hear what he's saying, but he follows her with the camera as she's walking along a pathway. See if you can spot anything strange.
Enojada y enojada. Oh my.
It can be hard to see at first, but if we slow it down, just behind the bush, you can see a pair of feet, or perhaps a shadow.
Oh my.
But when he films behind the bush, there's nothing there.
Yo te sigo. Por aquí se movió algo. Por aquí por este árbol.
Another strange detail that some viewers have pointed out is that there appears to be a shadowy figure in the distance at the start of the clip.
Planeta. Enojada. Y enojada. Oh my.
Admittedly though, this might just be another person enjoying the park at nighttime. However, the disappearing feet are a little more mysterious. Where do they go, and who do they belong to? Some commenters immediately said it was a glimpse of a shadow person, a type of terrifying paranormal entity that's said to only exist in our periphery. However, some viewers are suspicious of why the father was filming his daughter at nighttime in the first place. They suspect the whole thing's staged. So where do you sit on this sighting then? Shadow man, ghost, or is it all just a hoax? Let me know your opinions in the comments down below.
Oh my. Yo te sigo. Por aquí se movió algo. Por aquí por este árbol.
This clip, uploaded to TikTok by Terra S Nocturnos, was captured inside of a morgue at an unknown location. Take a look at what happens. Watching that again, at the very end of the clip, a transparent mass moves past the camera. It almost looks like some moisture on the lens, but that doesn't explain how it moves from left to right. Given the location, many viewers have speculated that it's the spirit of someone whose body is being processed at the morgue. Perhaps their soul is now trapped inside the building. So what do you think's been caught on camera here? Is there a rational explanation, or is it something a little more mysterious? Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. In 1975, newspaper The Royal Gazette reported on an accident so mysterious and bizarre that even to this day, those who hear about what happened are left dumbfounded. In July 1974, Neville Eben was riding his moped through an area of Hamilton, Bermuda known as Hog Bay Level. As he passed through an intersection, he was struck and killed by a taxi driven by Willard Manders. The Eben family were shocked and bereaved by the terrible accident. Then, 1 year later, in July of 1975, Neville's twin brother Erskine was riding his deceased brother's moped through the Hog Bay Level area when he too was struck and killed by a taxi. It turned out to be the exact same taxi that struck his brother exactly 1 year prior, and it was driven by the same driver, Willard Manders. Even more bizarre, according to the twin boys' father, John Henry Eben, the taxi was carrying the same passenger on both occasions. So both twins were killed on the same moped in the same area by the same taxi and driver carrying the same passenger, and it all happened exactly 1 year apart. Given the extraordinary circumstances, many people have always thought this story is nothing more than an urban legend. However, there is plenty of evidence pointing to it actually happening. Several noteworthy newspapers reported on the incident at the time, including the Royal Gazette and the Scunthorpe Evening Telegraph. There's also names, dates, and addresses given for all those involved. So this accident seems to prove that more often than not, the truth is much stranger than fiction. In early 2022, Reddit user MenoraMan100 uploaded a collection of UFO sightings that all show a strikingly similar pattern happening over and over again all over the world, and it's left viewers wondering just what the heck is going on. In this first clip, onlookers are stunned by a strange red orb of light in the night sky. It appears to be dropping smaller balls of light into the air. It then eventually disappears altogether. Then here in North America on the 8th of December 2019, a very similar sighting is caught on film.
There. Is that a comet? Slade, hurry! What is that? What is that? Babe, is that a comet?
I don't know what the that
It is dropping stuff. Watch, guys. Do you see it? Look at that. Do you see that? Oh, whoa. What? Whoa, that one went far down. Look at another one.
Yet another sighting is captured in Asia showing two balls dropping smaller orbs of light. Yet another sighting, this time in South Korea. Again, it's a very similar pattern of light. And finally, this event captured in South America. UFO, orbs of light, is a term used to describe unidentified flying objects that are seen as glowing orbs or spheres of light in the sky. These orbs can be of different colours, sizes and brightness levels, and they're often reported as moving in unusual or erratic ways. Some people believe that these orbs are evidence of extraterrestrial life and that they're part of a UFO or alien craft. Others think that they form some sort of natural phenomenon such as ball lightning or atmospheric plasma. However, there's no scientific evidence to support either of these theories, and the true nature of these orbs remains a mystery. Some researchers and UFO enthusiasts have suggested that the orbs are some kind of advanced technology that's being used by extraterrestrial beings to observe or interact with humans. They suggest that the orbs are capable of changing shape, colour and brightness, and that they've been seen to merge and split, which isn't normal for any known natural occurrence. However, the most common explanations for orbs is the presence of camera artifacts, dust, particles, atmospheric conditions, and insects in front of the lens, creating a lens flare effect that make the orbs appear in the footage. Ultimately though, I'll leave these strange sightings up to you, the viewer, for final judgment. Sticking with unidentified flying orbs of light, some footage has come out of Eastern Europe that appears to show the Romanian military firing on a mysterious ball of light in the night sky. Take a look. The footage, which was uploaded to Reddit by user 678990655, allegedly shows the Romanian Navy firing at an unidentified flying object. It was captured by a civilian staying in a nearby town on the 2nd of September 2021. The incident has divided the Reddit community. Some think it's nothing more than target practice and that the Navy's firing on a stationary light as part of a training exercise. Others, however, are more convinced that the Navy's firing at something unknown, perhaps some extraterrestrial technology. So, given the mysterious sightings in the previous segment, what do you make of this footage? What is the Romanian military actually firing at? Let me know your theories in the comments down below. An ancient wooden pamphlet that was published on August 22nd, 1678 has been discovered in Hertfordshire, England, and it seems to detail a supernatural interaction with the devil himself. The bulletin details a dispute a local farmer had with his neighbour about the mowing of a field of oats. The farmer asked his poorer neighbour to mow his field for a rather low rate of shillings. The neighbour felt he was worth much more than what was being offered and countered with a much higher rate. The farmer was outraged and declared, "The devil himself should mow his oats before he should have anything to do with them." That night, several travellers passing through the area noted that the field of oats were on fire. A raging flame lit up the night sky with embers. The following morning, the farmer went to inspect his field, fully expecting a charred black mess. Instead, what he found left him and the rest of the village dumbfounded. What they discovered was that every straw and stalk of oat had been meticulously placed, creating an intricate circular pattern. According to reports, it was so detailed that it wouldn't be possible for any man to accomplish it in just one night, or even 100 for that matter. Many scholars who have studied the wooden pamphlet believe it's nothing more than a simple parable warning villagers at the time not to tempt or bargain with the devil. However, many UFO enthusiasts believe this could be one of the earliest known documentations of a crop circle. Crop circles are large, often intricate patterns that are found in fields of crops such as wheat, barley and corn. They first began to be widely reported in the 1970s in southern England and have since been found in many other countries around the world. The circles typically range in size from a few feet to several hundred feet in diameter and can take on a wide variety of shapes, including circles, spirals, and geometric patterns. There are several theories about the origins of crop circles. One popular theory is that they're created by natural phenomena such as tornadoes or underground water. Another theory is that they're just man-made, created by hoaxers using planks of wood or ropes to flatten crops in circular patterns. However, many people believe that crop circles are the work of extraterrestrial beings, created as a form of communication or as a sign of their presence here on Earth. This is one of the most perplexing crop circles ever discovered. In July 1996, this enormous pattern was discovered in a field adjacent to the famous Neolithic monument Stonehenge. The imprint is an intricate fractal design known as a Julia set, a combination of complex numbers that don't converge to any limit. The curious thing about this crop circle is the way it seemed to appear out of nowhere in broad daylight. Stonehenge, which is just meters from the discovery, has a near constant stream of tourists and is under 24-hour surveillance by security guards. No one reported seeing any activity in the neighbouring field. The A303 highway slices right between the field and Stonehenge. Motorists travel the busy road day and night, yet no one witnessed any activity in the field. Several drivers did, however, report an unusual mist hanging in the meadow. Stranger still, busy nearby Thruxton Airport often runs tourist flights over Stonehenge. On the day of discovery, a pilot claims he was flying over Stonehenge late Sunday afternoon and didn't notice anything unusual in the fields below. Just 45 minutes later, on his return run, he spotted the enormous 274 metre, which is around 900 feet, shape below. This suggests that someone or something managed to create an elaborate crop circle in plain sight in under 45 minutes, without any witnesses whatsoever. So what's your take on crop circles then? Are they all just hoaxes, or could it really be aliens making contact? Let me know your theories in the comments down below. A Reddit user by the name of OxConnect1 has made a pretty wild discovery in a set of NASA's publicly released Mars rover images, and it's left the Reddit community baffled. These snaps were taken by NASA's Spirit rover, which was in operation from 2004 to 2010. In that time, the Mir-A exploration rover took hundreds of images of the sparse Martian landscape. However, in one particular set, a strange anomaly has been spotted. In this set, which was enhanced by the OP, you can see a rock that seems to appear and disappear over a series of slides. Here you can see the rock highlighted by the yellow arrow. In the following image, it's gone. Then, 10 Sol days later, a Sol day is just 40 minutes longer than a day here on Earth, you can see what appears to be the same rock, but now it's over on the left. Some viewers thought it was just Photoshop trickery due to the enhanced filter that the OP used. However, here are the original NASA images taken from the rover. As you scroll through them, you can indeed see the rock move from one location to another. Some commenters suggested it could just be a trick of perspective, as the rover does change position slightly over the course of several sol days. Perhaps as it moves, it reveals the rock. But that doesn't seem to explain why it appears to be in a different location entirely on several of the images. So how do you explain this Martian mystery? How could that rock be moving? Unless more info comes to hand or NASA makes an official statement, this bizarre sighting will have to remain an enigma. While a pleasant stroll in the woods can be a nice way to spend the day, once the sun goes down, it can be a completely different story. Take a look at this image captured on Redditor Ray the Master's friend's trail camera. Although some viewers have suggested that the ghostly shape could simply be a regular person, there's certainly something otherworldly about it. The cam, which has a motion detector, snaps photos every 3 seconds when the sensor is triggered. It took several consecutive photos, but only one reveals this translucent foggy figure. If someone had been walking by, then surely they would have shown up in more than one of the images. Also, the poster says that the cameras captured images of their friend checking the traps at night before. In those photos, the figure is obviously human. It's not foggy, cloudy, or white like the figure in this photo. Several viewers thought that the figure looked like a Civil War drummer. It appears to be wearing a distinctive hat and carrying a drum. If you spotted something like this on your property, would you investigate further or think twice about heading into the woods alone? Old houses are often favourites of paranormal explorers. With their long histories, it's likely that they hold some sort of mystery. This video, which was posted to the YouTube channel Paranoiacs, is seriously unnerving, and it might make you question whether the investigator is brave or maybe a little crazy. The footage begins as the investigator approaches the rundown property at night. He performs a sweep at the front of the building, and it isn't long before he catches something chilling on camera. Take a look. At first, it might be hard to notice, but if you look closely, you can see that there appears to be a figure peering out of the upstairs window. However, this doesn't stop him from entering the building.
Hello?
Not long after stepping foot inside the building, a loud crash sends him running. This is when he spots the dark figure in the window for a second time.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello?
Despite this, the investigator decides to enter the house once more. As he continues his investigation, another loud sound can be heard. Then, as he turns back, he notices that 2 large pieces of wood have moved into the doorway. Still, he ventures up the stairs to the attic. Here he finds a door. However, when he opens it, you can see that it actually leads nowhere. It's as if it's been purposefully sealed. Suddenly, it begins to move. This seems to be about all the investigator can take, and he races down the stairs. At this point, it is a little hard to tell what's actually happening, but it seems as though the investigator is being chased from the property. Unfortunately, once he leaves the house, the footage abruptly ends and we're left wondering what actually happened. When it comes to the paranormal, orbs are a topic of hot debate. While some believe that they're ghostly manifestations, others think they're simply dust particles or insects flying near the camera's lens. No matter your stance, this next video will likely have both parties scratching their heads for answers. Take a look. The clip appears to be an excerpt of security footage. It was posted to Reddit by Izzy Does It 1031. However, the description notes that it was actually captured by one Vanessa M of Massachusetts. At first, the dancing orb could easily be explained away as a flying insect or dust particle, but as you continue to watch, you can see that it actually appears to be something else. At one point, it hovers over a rabbit sitting on the ground. Watch what happens. A beam of light seems to emanate from the orb. It shines down on the animal, which soon scampers away. Then the orb moves to the left. Looks like it's heading towards a second rabbit. However, as the orb gets closer, it too hops away. So could it be a drone or some sort of mysterious alien technology, as many viewers have suggested? Let me know what you think this could be in the comments down below. This next clip is brief, yet it'll likely linger in your mind for some time. It was posted to the Slaptam community Facebook page by Jason Metcalf with a caption that reveals a rather chilling backstory. In the video, which was captured by an indoor security camera, you can clearly see a shadowy figure as it moves from left to right. It looks tall and appears to have hunched shoulders. According to the poster, the footage was recorded shortly after they heard a noise in the living room. As his wife's parents were staying with them at the time, the poster initially thought that it was just them coming home. However, when he went to check on the situation in person, there was no one around. He then headed back to bed, and that's when he received a notification that the camera had detected some suspicious activity. The poster showed the clip to several people. Some thought that there might have been an intruder in the house, while others suggested that it looked like a shadow figure. The poster also showed it to his 3-year-old daughter. She took one look at the recording and knew exactly who it was. "That's my pawpaw," she exclaimed. In 2019, the poster's grandfather passed away in this very house. Since then, he's allegedly heard the little girl having several conversations with their deceased relative. So could it be that the camera picked up the ghost of the poster's grandfather? Or is there another way to explain this rather unnerving figure? Let us know down below. Tynemouth Priory and Castle dominate a cliff overlooking the River Tyne and the North Sea in the UK. With this area's long and violent history, it's not surprising that one might think they see a ghostly visitor in the area. User DatFunkyMusicBoy posted these images to Reddit, which their friend took while visiting the castle's graveyard. Take a look at the pictures side by side and see if you can spot anything out of the ordinary. According to the uploader, the images were captured in quick succession. However, in one, there appears to be an extra person standing on the hill in the distance. It looks like a lady dressed in period clothing. She appears to have a wide-brimmed hat and is possibly holding a bag of some description. While the figure does have a ghostly quality about her, one viewer decided to do some detective work and came up with a rather convincing theory. They looked up the location on Google Maps and discovered that the area where the lady is standing is actually different to where the other people are. The photo might have been taken in such a way that makes both areas appear level. Despite this, the woman's attire does seem out of place, and a close-up seems to reveal that the figure has a mysterious glow. We'll throw this one out to you, the viewers. Are these images simply a trick of perspective? Or is the figure really something paranormal? Let me know what you think down below. Most people shudder at the thought of someone watching them through their window as they go about their daily routine. If you don't have curtains, anyone can hide outside and see you without being noticed. At a glance, these images posted to Reddit by Enough Construction 54 look completely normal. However, if you take a look at the window, you can see something rather odd. Originally captured by the poster's cousin, the photos seem to show the silhouette of a rather small figure peering inside. The shape doesn't resemble an animal either, but rather has a distinctly humanoid form. The poster says that they have no idea what the strange shadow could be. They posted the photos to Reddit hoping for some answers. Some commenters said it almost looks like an alien peering in through the window, while others said without more information this could be anything. So what do you think? The poster certainly thinks it's something strange, but is it really? Let me know your theories down below. Our last video of the day was posted to the Facebook group Bigfoot Sightings, and while it doesn't actually show a sighting of the elusive cryptid, it does provide audio on what one might sound like. Take a listen. The clip was captured in an unknown location by someone that appears to be in a small boat. Immediately, you can hear a loud growling sound echoing through the trees. The video continues as the calls of several other animals can be heard before the unnerving noises begin once more. This time, they sound more like a grunt. While it's unclear exactly what's making the noises, they certainly sound rather ominous. So what do you think it could be? Is it really the call of a Bigfoot? Or are these noises coming from some other animal? Let me know what you think down below. When you head out for a relaxing hike in nature, you may be hoping to spot some local animals along the way. However, if you're like Instagrammer Adam Bonini, you might see something that makes you hesitant to return to that area ever again. The Instagrammer, along with a friend, were traveling in Japan when they decided to catch a tram to the top of Mount Hiei. From there, they began to hike down to the bottom. Unfortunately, the pair quickly found themselves lost in the dense forest. As they navigated their way down the mountainside, they came across a dam. Take a look at what they saw inside.
What the is this thing?
So we stumbled upon the most questionable kind of thing
Christ.
we've seen so far. Let me show you. What is this?
In the first seconds of the footage, we see what appears to be a dark brown or black tentacle extending from the water.
What the is this thing?
So we stumbled upon.
The camera then pans back, revealing that it's actually attached to a worm-like creature.
Let me show you.
It winds over itself in such a way that makes it difficult to estimate its actual size.
What is this?
As the hikers continued their journey, they also captured several photos, one of which shows a sign with writing scratched out in the direction that they had just come from. Could this have been a warning from a previous visitor to stay away from the dam? If anyone can identify the strange worm-like creature, would love to hear about it in the comments section down below.
The most questionable kind of thing
Christ.
we've seen so far. Let me show you. What is this?
This next photo was shared to our Slaptam subreddit by user Nova Knives. It was supposedly taken by their pregnant friend as she attempted to show off her baby bump. However, when she looked at the picture, she was shocked to see an extra hand resting on her belly. The hand almost looks mist-like and has an ethereal quality to it. While one might initially be able to explain this anomaly as double exposure or a trick of the light, note that the woman is actually holding the camera in her left hand. That means that the ghostly hand couldn't belong to her, as you can clearly see her other hand resting on her stomach as well. One viewer noted that they didn't think the ghost wanted to hurt the baby, but rather wanted to say, "Hi, I'm here to protect you." The photo continues to stir up debate online, with some believing it's actually a hoax. Others think that the angle of the hand clearly shows that it belongs to another entity and not the woman herself. So what do you think's going on in this photo then? Does the hand really belong to a ghost? Or is there another way to explain this eerie presence? Many people believe that there is intelligent life on other planets. Some even think that these beings possess the ability to travel to Earth. Does this next piece of footage show evidence that this could be the case? Take a look and judge for yourself.
William, ven. William.
Recorded in 2007, the video was captured by a Costa Rican carpenter named Marvin Badia. He was at work at the time when a strange buzzing sound suddenly caught his attention. Much to his shock, he saw a saucer-shaped object flying in the air not far from him. He grabbed his camera and immediately began filming.
William, ven. William.
According to Badia, the object was about the size of a large tractor wheel, not large enough to hold a person. However, experts have suggested that it could have been some sort of probe or drone that was piloted remotely. When Badia turned away briefly to call out his colleague, the saucer flew away. His colleague never saw the object but stated that Badia was excited about the incident. As the clip was recorded on an old Motorola phone, the footage is low quality. However, this also means that it would have been difficult to manipulate. Luckily, Redditor Disaster Big has shared a slow-motion stabilized version of the video. Here we get a clearer view of the object. It appears to be dark grey in colour, and the outer edge seems to be rotating. Note that this footage was captured back in 2007, well before drones were widely available to consumers. There have been many clips over the years that claim to show spacecraft from other planets. However, many consider this footage to be some of the most compelling. So what do you think? Does this video really show an alien craft? We'll leave that up to you to decide.
William, ven. William!
There's no denying that modern technology can do some pretty impressive things, but can it actually detect ghosts? This video was posted to Reddit by user 011010001100. It shows a car driving through a graveyard in the middle of the night. Everything outside the car is dark and there's little to illuminate the area except for the vehicle's headlights.
Next exit.
In the footage, we see the view outside of the windshield as well as a screen that shows potential obstacles near the car.
Okay, it's been a few minutes. I'm not spotting anybody so far.
For the first few minutes, the system doesn't show anything unusual. However, the driver suddenly stops when it seems to detect a pedestrian on the road just in front of the car.
What the f***? Y'all f***ing saw that?
The camera holder pans around the dark cemetery, showing that there's clearly no one around.
Other than that, what the f***? It disappeared.
A few seconds pass and the system detects more movement.
Nobody's here.
This time it suggests that there are two more pedestrians a few meters from the vehicle on the left-hand side.
Okay, y'all see that?
Just like before, we can see that there's no one there.
Y'all see that? Nobody's here.
Suddenly, another person appears to begin walking right towards the car.
Oh my god! That's it. I'm getting out of here.
On first viewing, the clip certainly seems unnerving. However, several viewers have pointed out some inconsistencies. The poster claims that the car's using LIDAR, a technology that employs lasers to determine distance. However, several viewers have noted that the car is actually a Tesla and that they don't use this type of technology.
Y'all saw that.
They propose that in this case, the car's cameras are actually mistaking the gravestones as pedestrians due to the low light.
Okay, I'm gonna... Y'all see that? Nobody's here.
So what do you think? Is it possible for this sort of technology to really sense spirits? Or is it the system simply making an error? Love to know where you land on this in the comments down below.
Oh my god! That's it. I'm getting out of here.
This next piece of mysterious footage was uploaded to Reddit by user I Broke the Box. It shows a bizarre object flying through the air. At the start of the clip, all we can see is a clear blue sky. Everything looks normal in the light of day. However, as the camera zooms in, a strange object suddenly comes into view. As the video continues, the object then appears to change shape and colour. It looks as though it's made of some sort of shiny metal, as it seems to reflect the sun's light. Some who have seen the clip have theorised that it might be a flat circular object that's rotating in the sky. This could explain why at times it looks like a thin line and others a round sphere or cylinder. The object certainly fits the description of many other UFO sightings, yet not all viewers are convinced that this footage shows an alien visitor. Some think it's more likely to be a mylar balloon or even a kite. Unfortunately, without more information, this sighting will have to remain a mystery, at least for the time being. What would you do if you saw a strange, unidentified creature lurking in the bushes? If you're like Redditor Eater Cheddar, you might record a video and post it to the internet for all to see. The clip, which was filmed at night time, focuses on a bush in the distance. Suddenly, its leaves and branches begin to thrash about. If you look closely, you can actually see there appears to be something hiding within the foliage. A few seconds pass, and something runs from the bush. Take a look. Although its appearance is brief, the creature doesn't seem to resemble any known animal. It looks large and hairy and runs on all fours. It moves fast, quickly disappearing from sight. The Redditor who posted the video believes that the creature might be a duende, a mythical creature comparable to a gnome or elf. These creatures are typically known to cause mischief. However, the duende is actually depicted as distinctly humanoid, whereas the creature in this footage looks more like an animal. It's also been suggested that the creature resembles a cryptid known as the Mapinguari. While this beast is also often described as a humanoid, some say that its appearance is more like that of a giant ground sloth. The Mapinguari is said to have long brown hair and large claws. Some accounts even describe the creature as having a single eye and a mouth in its abdomen. While this footage alone is not enough to definitively prove the identity of this creature, there is little denying that it certainly does look strange. So what do you think it could be? Is it really a mythical cryptid, or is there another way to describe its odd appearance? Let your theories rip on this one in the comments down below. In this video from LPE360, a Wisconsin man and his son disagree about whether a simple can of pop has been touched by a ghost. An indoor security camera placed high in the corner of the family kitchen recorded the footage of an afternoon homework session gone awry. Take a look.
No. Not today, Satan.
Out of nowhere, the can on the table slides towards the boy. The boy immediately jumps up and backs away from the counter, staring at the can, saying, "Not today, Satan."
Not today, Satan.
His father laughs at the over-the-top reaction, saying it's just wet.
No.
The boy still continues to back away from the can, hiding behind his laughing dad. According to the father's explanation, condensation on the can caused it to slide across the counter in a small pool of water at the base of the can. The boy, however, is unconvinced by this rationale. So what do you think? Ghost or water? Let me know down below.
No. Not today, Satan.
It's right there.
For some time now, this homeowner has suspected that his home might be haunted. This clip begins with him talking to the camera, explaining that a picture frame just behind him has recently moved.
That picture frame, it's a picture frame, that little black thing, it's right there. That's a picture frame. It's my kids. It started sporadically.
As he's talking, it appears as though some more activity starts to play out. Take a look.
Right in front of my face, dude.
The frame suddenly begins to swing wildly back and forth on its own. It eventually spins in a complete circle before falling off the wall, then crashing violently to the ground.
Front of my face, dude.
The man recording the bizarre incident quickly flips on the light to investigate the scene more closely. According to him, this isn't the first time that the picture frame's been the focus of poltergeist activity.
It was doing that.
Stranger still, when he looks just under the desk, the frame isn't in the spot where it should have landed.
Where the did the
He looks around under his desk, but it's nowhere to be found.
Where did it go?
Often in videos with mysterious moving objects, viewers suggest that an off-screen accomplice is doing the moving with a hidden piece of string or wire. However, because of the multiple directions in which the frame moves, it would be very hard to do this with string. Also, how did the frame disappear when the camera never stopped recording? Perhaps it's just hiding under some of the junk under the desk.
It was doing that. Where the did the Where did it go?
So what do you think's going on in this strange video? Is it all just an elaborate hoax? Or is it something a little more sinister? Let me know in the comments down below.
Right in front of my face, dude.
Shadow figures are one of the most elusive types of paranormal entity described in our folklore, and Redditor Glum Understandings 55 believes they've captured one on film. There's not a lot of info on this clip, but the Redditor was allegedly performing an exorcism when they captured something very bizarre in the footage. Watch. On first watch, it can be very hard to see what actually is happening, but if we slow it down and zoom in, you can see a strange dark shape move from left to right. It's shaped like a tall column, a sort of dark streak that moves at an incredible speed. People have told stories for centuries about shadow people lurking in dark corners, only spotted out the corner of our eyes, making us doubt whether we actually saw anything at all. According to folklore, these mysterious figures herald terrible events or bring bad fortune. So what do you think this is then? Could it really be a legendary shadow figure caught on camera? Or is there another more simple way to explain this strange sighting? Have you ever heard a conspiracy theory so over the top that you struggle to wrap your head around it? Well, that might be how you'll feel about the Tartarian Empire and its ever-growing group of online believers. According to proponents of this theory, up until as recently as 100 years ago, Earth was the home of a much more advanced civilization, the Tartarians. These progressive people created amazing pieces of architecture, namely buildings that would categorize as belonging to the Beaux Arts, classical and Second Empire artistic movements. Believers are certain that only an advanced species could create such an architectural feat containing fluted columns, domes and pediments. Society and architecture in particular advanced so quickly, people argue, that there's no way humans could possibly have been responsible for making it happen. From the 13th to the 19th century, a vast area of Central Asia was actually referred to geographically as Tartary or Tartaria, and it covered an area bordered by the Ural Mountains, the Caspian Sea and the Pacific Ocean. It stretched along the northern borders of China, India and Persia. European cartographers at the time had very little knowledge of this area, and this is kind of how the conspiracy theory got started. People started speculating that this region was home to a very advanced civilization that was largely kept a secret. So what eventually happened to the Tartarians? Theories suggest that they were wiped out by a massive mud flood, burying all but the very tops of their amazing buildings. Some believe that they were systematically destroyed with high-energy weapons, and their buildings, such as the Singer Building in Lower Manhattan, was later destroyed by clandestine operators to prepare the world for a great reset without the mighty Tartarians. This allegedly happened all over the world, as evidenced by buildings with similar architectural features being found in countries across the globe. Other examples include the White House and the Great Pyramids of Giza. The world of Tartarian believers is murky, with no solid timelines or histories to tie everything together, just a web of theories that's up to the individual believer to untangle. There are dedicated Tartarian subreddits with tens of thousands of users feverishly collecting so-called evidence that this once mighty empire really did exist. So what do you think? Have you ever heard of the secret civilization of Tartaria? Let me know your thoughts on this bizarre theory in the comments down below. A video from Instagrammer UFO Life has recently gone viral, and it's left viewers confused and startled as to what exactly it shows. It's a little after 7:30 on the evening of September 28, 2016. As the video begins, we see a close-up shot of a bright white streak of cloud across a blue sky. If you look closely at the cloud, you might notice a small white orb that appears to be behind or within the cloud. And while the object itself remains unidentified, it's what happens next that's left most people stunned. Take a look. The cloud around the white orb begins to evaporate at an astonishing rate. One viewer theorizes that the orb is an alien craft that's somehow able to use the cloud to power itself. Others suggest that the heat from a spaceship might make the moisture from a cloud fade like a defroster on a car windshield. Some even suggested it's the military testing a new form of weather control. So what do you think's going on in this bizarre piece of footage? Is it aliens, some kind of government weather control, or is there a more simple explanation here? Let your theories rip in the comments down below. There are strange things to be seen in the sky besides UFOs. Just check out this bizarre footage from LPE 360 recorded in Syria. The footage shows a blue sky with white clouds scattered across. Everything seems normal at first, but the voice behind the camera tells us that something is very wrong. The man sounds disturbed as he pans the camera across the clouds. That's when we can see it. The clouds appear to be rippling.
Машалла, машалла, машалла! Я не знаю, что это такое. Аллаху Акбар.
He pans the camera around and we can see that it's happening all over the sky.
Много, много ангелов, братья, рядами. Такбир! Аллаху Акбар! Mana faristala, Allahu Akbar.
There's very little explanation for the bizarre events in this footage. Just like the footage from the previous segment, viewers were quick to suggest government weather control or perhaps alien interference. Several comments suggested it could be the work of a government program called Project HARP. Project HARP is a research program that seeks to advance our understanding of the ionosphere, a region of Earth's upper atmosphere. The program is sponsored by the US Air Force, the Navy, and the University of Alaska Fairbanks. HARP stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. The facility is located in Gakona, Alaska, and consists of around 180 antennas spread over an area about the size of a small town. Critics say that the military is using HARP as a weapon, and there have been a number of conspiracy theories about its capabilities. Some believe that HARP can be used to manipulate people's emotions or even control their thoughts, while others think it may be responsible for natural disasters like earthquakes and hurricanes. However, without additional evidence, we may never know what's really happening in the skies over Syria.
Я не знаю, что это такое. Аллаху Акбар. Пусть кто-нибудь объяснит, если не ангелы, что это такое? Много, много ангелов, братья, рядами.
It always pays to be aware of your surroundings. This terrifying video uploaded to YouTube by Inside Edition shows what could happen if you aren't on your guard. A New York woman was walking home from work in the wee hours of the morning when she noticed a stranger lurking near the entrance to her apartment building. What happens next will make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
Open up the door. Excuse me. Excuse me.
As you can see, the man follows her into the building. Security footage from a camera near the woman's door shows the frightening moment she tries desperately to unlock her door. Then, just as she steps inside her apartment, we see the man come running around the corner. He reaches for the door just as she manages to push it closed. However, the nightmare doesn't end there. The man remains outside the door for several more minutes, knocking and repeatedly demanding that she open the door.
Open up the door. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Thankfully, the wise woman kept her door tightly locked and the authorities were soon alerted. When you want to get home at the end of a long day, nothing's more frustrating than a traffic jam. But what if the holdup was not from a long line of cars, but rather a single person? In this video by Viral Hog, we see footage that was captured from the driver's seat of a car late one evening. What appears at first to just be an ordinary man soon becomes rather unnerving, as we see him staring at the car from beneath the brim of his hat.
I'm on Ocean Parkway between X and Y. Just driving down.
According to the driver, the man suddenly walked out in front of the vehicle, then refused to let him pass.
And this guy out of nowhere in the middle of the street goes right in front of my car.
We see the driver as he backs up the car. The man then takes a few slow steps forward, only moving when the car does. The driver attempts to go around him, but the man moves to the side to block his path.
I want to try to go through. Look at that. You see that? You see that?
Eventually, the driver parks the car and waits for the police to arrive. He calls out to the man asking if he needs something. However, the man doesn't respond. He just continues to stand in front of the car, staring creepily. After a few minutes, the police arrive on the scene. Even now, the man seems to take no notice, still fixated on the vehicle. He's handcuffed and taken away from the scene. So what do you think this man was doing? Some have speculated that he was under the influence of drugs. Whatever the reason for this bizarre behavior, there's no denying that the whole situation is freaky.
Wow.
When you're stuck in traffic, there's little you can do except wait for it to begin to move again. In this creepy clip shared to YouTube by WRTV Indianapolis, take a look at what can happen while your vehicle remains stationary.
Stop!